Between the ages of 8 and 10, children begin the transition from playing to training. Up to now, brief training phases have been balanced with lots of playtime, but now it becomes more important to systematically teach and reinforce the basic techniques. By age 10, players have developed the positive characteristics, self-confidence, improved concentration, and a willingness to learn and perform that make it possible to begin focused, systematic technique training. However, it's still important to make a clear distinction between youth soccer and adult soccer. Unrestricted play on small fields, as shown here, is the order of the day. Let's take a closer look at the developmental differences between 6 to 8-year-olds and 8 to 12-year-olds. For your younger group, practice consists of a broad range of games and activities, such as tag and running games and simple ball games. Fun and excitement are the main priorities of these activities. Tag and running games are a must for the older group as well, for the same reasons, but also because they provide excellent coordination training. For the younger group, solo and partner exercises involving rolling, bouncing, and flying balls are important for providing general, basic coordination training. The same 4 building blocks of training will apply at this age level, although the priorities have shifted slightly. Let's start with general movement training. Regular coordination training, for example, with the ball, as we see here, is a prerequisite for learning soccer techniques quickly and efficiently. Players need to develop a broad repertoire of movements now if they want to perform at a high level later on. Some coordination exercises, such as partner exercises with 2 balls, are quite difficult and are also challenging in terms of perception. But kids always have a lot of fun practicing with balls. Indoors, the wall is an ideal practice partner. Players can work on their coordination by doing lots of different movement exercises with the ball. Tag and running games are also a part of general movement training. They're an excellent choice for starting off a practice session. Of course, you can also do them without the ball. Games of tag are great for training running coordination and for practicing some high-quality fakes. Here's an overview of the most important aspects of general movement training for ages 8 to 12. Now, let's look at soccer-oriented movement training. Here we have crab soccer. Games like this are not only good for general movement training, they also include basic elements of soccer such as versatile dribbling. Eight to 12-year-olds have a powerful desire to move and play. They identify strongly with adult role models and want to imitate them. That's why these basic ball magic exercises are so good for movement training and also for motivating kids to practice on their own. In general, players this age should do a lot of solo training with the ball. Now we'll show you systematic basic technique training for 8 to 12-year-olds, from learning the technique to using it in 1v1 play.
Okay, auf geht's, Punkte sammeln.
Simple dribbling games teach more than just how to dribble and change directions with the ball. In these games, players have to try to kick the other player's balls off the field. This essentially forces them to look up from their own ball and see what the other players are doing, and that improves their perception. At the end, the coach declares a winner. Let's go. Keep track of your points. Who has 2 points? That's pretty good. Who has 3? Who has 4 points? You two. You're the winners. In this game, the player with the vest has to try to tag the others while dribbling. If he succeeds, he hands off the vest. Also good for players' perception. The job of these 3 players is to tag other players with the ball in their hands. No throwing. Now listen closely. These 3 will be it for half a minute. If anyone gets tagged, he freezes with the ball in his hand. He can be unfrozen if one of his teammates passes the ball between his legs and then crawls through after it. Let's see if these 3 can manage to tag everyone within 30 seconds. If they do, they'll get a reward. Everyone who got tagged has to do a deep knee bend. Here we go. Just a minute. Let me give you a tip so you don't get tagged again so fast. What can you do to keep from getting tagged again so fast? That's right. You have to play together as a team in order to unfreeze your teammates. Don't just run away. They're faster than you because they're holding the balls in their hands. Your only chance is if you all unfreeze each other, even if that means you run the risk of getting tagged yourself. 30 seconds. The clock is running. Of course, the other players don't have to win every time. Now for a different game. These players sitting here are crabs. Can you show me how a crab moves? That's how a crab walks forward. The crab's goal is to win the ball. That means touching a ball that another player is dribbling. As soon as the crab touches the ball, he stands up, and the other player becomes the crab. Everybody got that? Here, players are simultaneously practicing their dribbling and improving their arm and torso strength. The dribbling players have to pass to the crabs in the other half. How many times can they do it in the space of a minute? Afterwards, teams switch roles. Skillful, versatile dribbling and faking are some of the most important basic techniques. That's why dribbling games and dribbling exercises should be a part of almost every practice session. They're very good for starting off a session. Now we'll introduce some simple dribbling exercises that lend themselves to all kinds of variations.